That's enough!
Guaranteed to hit KO on Exeggutor or Zapdos, and that really does suck. Still, having Psychic is fantastic. It has great damage, solid neutral coverage, and 2 hit KOs both of the boss types in the field, which is really important. Even with the nerfs to sleep, Level System is playing known as useless. It's one of the most consistent things to sleep in the metagame, and even to the day, even just 1 or 2 turns of sleep can be enough to change the course of the game. Mega Punch is just the love waving, but to be fair, the fortune won't change was never really massive with the field. And at the very least, it does treat the KO for that, which, if nothing else, is kind of fun. We should consider ourselves lucky that things like Mega Punch fundamentals and not Mega Kill, because for some fucking reason, making Jameson's Mega Kill in Pokemon Stadium reveals that it has any texture human speed. It only appears during the Mega Kill animation, and I hate it. Despite not really caring for the stadium mechanics and missing out on Blizzard, this seems like a legitimately solid Pokemon memory. It's got good coverage, decent damage, and while its base stats are low, it's easy to make up for. I'm very happy to report that Gengar is without a doubt one of the biggest things in life. With a new set of Thunderbolt, Nightshade, Hypnosis, and Gray, it's eerily similar to a traditional biology experience, although losing explosions to Complete Gray wasn't really ideal. Gengar serves an extremely important role by being one of the absolute best answers to the late game game. Taurus and Fire Blast can be a little scary with the burn tank, but luckily Toad and Tail being their attacks and nothing. And speaking of special attacks, Gengar actually has the second highest special stat in the form. This not only makes it a good answer to a lot of special attackers, but gives it a deceptively powerful Thunderbolt that has defeated their ability. Obviously, Gengar is still very afraid of Earthquake and Psychic, but thanks to the limited distribution of these moves, it doesn't have to tread quite as carefully as second everywhere overuse. Although, funnily enough, one user of Psychic is there has to work out for is Contra. You can actually potentially do a KO with him. Contra is not only a decent match to Gengar, but it's a phenomenal Pokemon in its own way, and serves as legitimate competition and even a potentially great partner for them. Its stats are a little lower, but the extra DVs and stat experience do make up for that a little bit. Its Psychic isn't quite as strong as Gengar's Thunderbolt, but it's still a powerful move in its own right. Still being able to shoot the KO Taurus, for example, and the Metal Special Box is very weak. Mega Drain is a potentially very valuable tool, as it does 90% minimum to ground hit. This Gengar can't really do a whole lot. I think what really sets Contra apart from Gengar though is Explosion. Having this is fantastic, as it just allows you to blow past some Pokemon that Gengar doesn't like using. For example, if you want to kill both the Jabber and Pansy, and obviously you do a huge chunk of other Pokemon that Gengar should be prepared for, specifically Executive. Gengar and Contra are two of the absolute best Pokemon in nature. I would always recommend running at least one of them, and there is a legitimate argument for running both. They are two of the biggest winners for us, and you absolutely love to see it. Jolteon is an incredibly simple Pokemon that is nonetheless very important in America's metagame and is doing very well for itself. Its Tiger Aerodactyl, the second class modern format, Thunderbolt is incredibly hard, and Kumail moves that is not completely helpful towards the likes of Eggy or Kadabra. Well, actually, if you're using a bit of Kadabra, that's a little bit silly, but it is very funny. There's really not a lot to Jolteon, but it's just very good at what it does. If you don't have something like a Graveler to completely shut it down, it is phenomenal and kind of ass. Surf and Psychic are very tempting, but unfortunately you've lost Thunderwave and Amnesia for the borderline useless Disable and Destroy. It cannot be stressed enough just how effective Thunderwave and Amnesia are to what Slowbro does in RBY Overuse. They allow it to actually scare Pokemon out and become, actually scary thanks to Status and Amnesia. Without that, all you've got is a pathetically slow, kind of bulky special attacker with just fairly average damage. If you are absolutely desperate for the traditional Polygrow experience, then Slowpoke does actually have Amnesia and Thunder Wave, but I'm pretty sure it's just way too weak to get anything done. I don't think it's worth it. So that covers it for a hopefully quick recap of how really RBY Overuse Pokemon transitioned over to the rest of Metagame. There's some definite winners, some definite losers, some Pokemon that I could maybe see being a little bit back on where
I forget you can counter.
but we're not quite done yet. Obviously, there are more than 13 rental Pokemon, and we're not going to take a look at every rental Pokemon, that would be pretty redundant, but it's only fair that we look at some of the biggest winners who weren't a part of RBY Overuse, or at least not a consistent part of it. Starting with a Pokemon that I've mentioned a lot so far. Persian is a serious contender for the absolute best Pokemon invented, and it's not super hard to keep up. While its base stats aren't amazing, that means it gets a bump to its EV stat experience, and it has an incredible speed to it. Slash is an incredible move that single KOs any ridiculous number of Pokemon, and you do have some ability to play around Pokemon that you can't beat with Slash. Bubble Beam is a concrete one-hit KO on any of the rock types your opponent can use. And while the ghosts are great anticipation, you can play around with a tiny bit. This is a little bit output, but if you predict a switch from Gengar or Contra as Persian, you can Mimic, and if you get lucky and copy either Night Shade from Gengar or Psychic from Contra, you can only KO the Pokemon you stole it from, which is, if nothing else, extremely cool. Persian is definitely best saved for the late game where it's clean up with the opponents, but that's not due to any fault of Persian, it's just that it's such a valuable Pokemon that you really do want to protect it from stray hits and status throughout the game. Persian is amazing in Wrestling, and honestly, this probably a mandatory addition to your team. I'm shocked to say that Aerodactyl is a surprise winner in Adventures, which really caught me off guard considering its history in RBY. Aerodactyl's moveset looks kind of awful, consisting of Fly, Hyper Beam, Dragon Rage, and Supersonic, but it works surprisingly well. Aerodactyl is Hyper's second fastest Pokemon in the Mega Game with Jolteon, and because you actually so many Pokemon, if you use Fly, you're typically going to go before your opponent, which will make whatever they went for miss. Now obviously they have the option of switching out to something that would be better at taking Fly, but that's the thing. None of the Pokemon really switch to Fly that way. The ones that do typically can't really handle Aerodactyl themselves. Graveler seems like a good fit for them. Obviously it resists Fly, but due to its lack of rock stab, it can't really hit Aerodactyl from making the turn. In this scenario, Aerodactyl has another useful move, believe it or not, being Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage is notoriously kind of terrible in RPY, but which can make switching into Fly even more of a scary prospect. Also, while I talk about how this move is heavily nerfed in Stadium, Hyper Beam still has a little bit of value as Aerodactyl's definitive strongest attack. It might be worth using in last turn scenarios or securing an important KO on a Pokemon you otherwise wouldn't be able to knock out. To be fair, there are some Pokemon that can handle Aerodactyl pretty solidly, like Overstar and Kabutops not only can switch into Fly, but hit it hard with Surf. However, Aerodactyl is overall just very interestingly good. Aerodactyl is a strange Pokemon. I could see it being really good, or falling off over time if people learn to play around it. It's one of the most interesting Pokemon in Rentals for sure, but at the very least, it's cool to see it have that big sudden presence. Articuno and Moltres just kind of seem like big special attack stick Pokemon, and while they're good at that, I wanted to talk about them because I think there's a lot of potential of truly the best Pokemon in the format with access to substitutes, which bear in mind, these are stadium substitutes. Even with the same nerve to their stats as Zapdos, Articuno and Moltres both hit incredibly hard. Articuno's Ice Beam, and especially Moltres' Fire Blast, are a completely KO on a ton of Pokemon. However, a move that I thought was pretty useful from Zapdos that I could maybe see Articuno going to use is Fire Blast. And that's mainly thanks to the fact that it's also has substitute, so it could be safe during the charge step. Now, even if you are behind the sub, 210 moves are historically very friendly, but the power of Sky Attack is very hard to pick up. It's one of the few attacks in the format that can have like one hit KO or second hit, which is still happening matter. As for Moltres, it gets Fly instead of Sky Attack, and while that's less reliant on substitutes to make work, I think it might be worse overall. Moltres is much worse beat than Aerodactyl. In my opinion, makes it a much worse usual to me, but it can still be decent. Overall, I think both of these Pokemon are pretty impressive. I can see them bullying new players pretty hard just because of their very solid base and nasty attacks, but they're pretty simple overall, and it's not just quite easy to play, although I do have both their substitutes to be quite good. I'm not so controlled on either of them, but I definitely see the potential, especially when I would say it's definitely the best one. Overstar is a really interesting Pokemon. It can answer the likes of Persian and Tauros, and while it's not as consistent as the answer has the dog, it makes up for that by being uniquely good in a bunch of other weird matchups. Thanks to its good bulk and deep typing, and access to a very powerful hydro pump, Overstar comes down to be a lot of Pokemon such as Eagleax, Articuno, Moltres, and Aerodactyl. It's not the most concrete check in the world for a women's Pokemon, but the fact that it has such a powerful stance in hydro pump kind of makes up for that, because it's a lot more immediately threatening. Generally, it loses to the ghosts and the electric types, but none of them really like switching into hydro pumps. Even with their good special bulk, Pokemon like Wonder are hit KOs. Omastar does have some serious issues though. It is completely and utterly helpless against the Pokemon. And though Hydro Pump is powerful, it's not super accurate, and you've only got 5 of them. I already mentioned with Snorlax how being very slow and having an inaccurate step can really come back to bite you, and that's definitely an issue for Omastar. It's a very interesting Pokemon with a lot going for it, but it's got some tough matchups, and overall a very good team. Although, it's an absolutely huge potential. Raticate is a weaker late game living type compared to Poison or Photo, but it also doubles as one creepier setup sweeper. Raticate has access to focus energy, which actually works in Pokemon Stadium. And after a focus energy, your crit rate gets boosted to 65%, which, if you're brave enough, is basically a on a critical hit, every single Pokemon in the format that doesn't resist normal is 2 hit KO'd by Hyper Fang and 1 hit KO'd by Hyper Boost, with the unfortunate exception of Snorlax. On a critical hit, you can even 1 hit KO Aerodactyl with Thunder, although unfortunately you can't 1 hit KO Aerostar, and you're obviously kind of bone versus Graveler. Raticate has the potential to be very rewarding, and more importantly, very fun. I don't know how the fuck that happened, it's weird. It definitely works out better for the bug type than it does for the poison type, but yeah, it's weird. Funny enough, I was actually wrong about this in my Gen 1 type series. I said that bugs had 3 weaknesses, when in reality, it's just got 3 weaknesses that actually sort of matter, and then the poison weakness. The weaknesses aren't bad. Fire, flying, and rock, that's very manageable. Not only was I wrong, but no one even corrected me in the comments, so I was wrong about it on the internet and I didn't hear about it, so if that doesn't tell you that the poison type weakness is doesn't matter, then I don't fucking know what will. And on top of having manageable weaknesses, it's actually got some nice resistances. The fighting type resistance is air, the grass type resistance is okay, but the ground type resistance is actually a great trait to have and gives you a lot of good switching opportunities. The bug type on paper, pretty good. But unfortunately, it's a bit of a victim of circumstance, because, like I said, it's good on paper, but someone at GameStop took that paper and was just kind of, you know, yeah, they weren't very nice to the bug type. So yeah, you probably heard about some of this, but the bug type was not healthy very good hand in Generation 1. There are only 3 bug type moves, one of which is complete garbage, and the other 2, which are like really okay, are only learned by 1 of the 6 fully evolved bug Pokemon. On top of that, bug is the only type of super effective against Psychic. So the fact that this is, you know, only okay moves have pretty poor distribution. And it's not just the moves that are weak, unfortunately. A lot of fully evolved bug type Pokemon have really low base stat totals, and they have other issues that make them weak, such as fair coverage and stuff. However, despite the fact that every single fully evolved bug type Pokemon is never used, some of them can make things happen sometimes. And I don't think the type is what drags these Pokemon down a lot of the time. Again, I'm going to refer to my general for example, I think Water is probably A tier and Rock and Ground are probably B tier in hindsight. I think I was probably just thinking too much of Ride and Golden when I put them in A tier. There honestly isn't a single thing I change about B or C tier. And C tier is where I have Dog, as only the 4th worst type in the game. I don't think the Dog type is anything that great, but it's not garbage, which is what a lot of people think it is. So, that's what I want to talk about today. We're going to go through all the fully evolved bug Pokemon, talk about how they work, if the bug type is the problem with those Pokemon, and if there are any that can have any kind of an impact in overuse. Also, unlike the fighting type video, we're going to go from worst to the best with these Pokemon. I started off with the best fighting type and ended on the worst in the fighting type video, but for this, I want to end on a good note, because I really like the best bug type. Now, if we're doing this from worst to best, that unfortunately means I have to start with Beedrill, and that kind of hurts to say. I like Beedrill. I think Beedrill is neat or feature them, but unfortunately, they are completely garbage. Beedrill is the only Pokemon out of these 6 that, as far as I can tell, has no niche for either. Now, that might seem strange to say, considering all 6 of these Pokemon are never used, and some of them don't actually have a niche in never used. But here's the thing, I don't know how many people are familiar with this, but there's sort of a snowball alternative to Pokemon Perfect, and at least for Generation 1, is a bit of a different tiering system. See, Smallbone has Overused, and underused. And Pokemon Perfect replicates that with one use and two use. Those are pretty much identical
Weird, I don't
actual
understand.
meta threats in these like small little metas. I don't know. Even though I don't think I played very much, I think it's pretty silly, but unfortunately, when you go all the way down in 6U, Beedrill's got nothing. Because it has absolutely no kind of use whatsoever. And that's kind of sad. Beedrill just kind of has everything working against it. It has horrendous stats. It has 2 stats that are higher than 70. These 3 stats of 75 and an attack stat of 80.
I go Romo.
But this is back when special was 1 stat. And
I go Romo's so dumb. I'm playing so dumb right now. I'm not paying attention.
So remember how I mentioned that ground resistance is quite nice? Nope, no resistance.
I'm gonna have to take this.
Also, that poison type makes it weak to psychic. So even in a tier where the power level is so low, there are actually
No way! Is this gonna finish me off?
a psychic weakness is still a problem.
It's so busted.
Yeah, Drowsy,
It does.
Generation 1, is a top tier Pokemon
That's busted.
in 5 years. The second lowest. Ouch. That says a lot about the power level on 60. One thing that's really sad about Beedrill being as bad as it is that it's actually got one trait that a lot of dog types would really appreciate. I mentioned earlier that there are 2 sort of good, kind of really okay death moves. Wind Missile, a 25-based power move that hits twice, and Pin Missile, a 14-based power move that hits 3 to 5 times. These are both
I try to jump out of it.
They're nothing amazing, but they're all above attack. Or they would be if Beedrill wasn't the only fully evolved subtype that could learn these moves. Yeah. In fact, it's actually the only Pokemon in the entire game that learns Spin Needle, and the only Pokemon in the whole game that learns Pin Missile aside from Jolteon. So yeah, this potentially pretty good strike.
What? No way! I didn't know that they could do that.
Try to do like some double down steps with full strength and agility and then Spin Needle and Hyper Beam, but it's not doing anything that other Pokemon can 50 miles better at it. You could maybe put Toxic on it, Toxic Gen 1, but at least the status in something which would have no...
I'm so confused. What?
Now the 5th worst Pokemon in Generation 1 is a little bit up in the air. If you're going off Pokemon Perfect pairing systems, then they actually have the
You can counter sorcery combo
but
mid-hit?
Pokemon Perfect is probably a little bit outdated.
You can... Did I just watch that right?
I'm ready if you need me.
I'm ready. That's enough.
Man, that was quick.